Welcome to Cooking with a Twist. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. The best Haleem starts off with the best Haleem Masala. So here we go. Here's everything you're going to need for that Haleem Masala. The staple for all my dishes: cumin and cardamom, fennel seeds, Fenugreek seeds, star anise, black cardamom, regular cardamom, bay leaf, cinnamon, whole black pepper, cloves, mace, nutmeg, turmeric, garlic powder, ginger powder, salt, and citric acid. All we need to do is, in a spice grinder or a coffee grinder would actually work, we would grind all the whole spices until they're of powder consistency. Now, as you can see, I actually put the powdered spices and the whole spices in the spice grinder. You do not need to do that. That's one thing. After I did it, I was like, maybe next time I'm just going to grind the whole spices and then mix in the powdered spices. But this is what I did. I mixed everything in to a very fine powder. It did take me a few tries to get the spices to be a powder consistency, very fine. So it may take you a few tries. So make sure it is a powder. Hardest spice for me to break down was that cinnamon stick. I would recommend breaking it into smaller pieces before putting it in the spice grinder. I did use a sifter to make sure there was no big spice pieces in there. If there were, I put them back in the spice grinder to make them into a powder. This did take a while and it got a little messy, but it was well worth it. I used a very small sifter. If you have a larger one, go ahead and use that. It's definitely going to work a little better. Just a quick reminder for everyone to subscribe and share the videos with your family and friends. At the end, I was happy with what was left in the sifter. It wasn't too thick, not very big pieces of cinnamon or any other spice, so I decided to keep it and not put it back in the spice grinder to make it finer. After adding some of my powdered spices to the spice grinder with my whole spices, I had decided that wasn't such a good idea and I didn't want to do that. So I had left most of it on the plate. So now that all my whole spices are ground really well, I'm adding my powdered spices. I'm going to stir that, and I'm going to stir in my salt and citric acid and mix really well. The Haleem Masala is done. This is the best Haleem Masala I've ever had. It is so good. My Haleem was delicious. Everyone loved it. The flavors were on point. Now, you can either use the Haleem Masala as soon as it's done, or you can store it. I used a mason jar, labeled it Haleem Masala, and left it in my pantry. You will never use a store-bought Haleem Masala ever again. Look out for my Instapot Haleem recipe using this Haleem Masala. And if you end up trying this Haleem Masala, let me know what you think.